Hi, boys and girls. Well, today we're going to meet the Maryland state dinosaur. Yes, Maryland did have a state dinosaur, and it is the Astrodon. Astrodon dinosaurs, they're the official dinosaur of Maryland. So, looking at this dinosaur, what kind of dinosaur do you think it is? If you said a herbivore, you are right. It is a plant eater. And as we can tell, like with giraffes with their very long necks, this dinosaur had a very long neck so that it could reach the leaves that it likes on the very tall trees. So we're going to read a book about dinosaurs and just how big were they? And you're going to need some math measuring in order to be able to understand what's going on in how big were the dinosaurs? And I can see that this is an asking sentence. Do you know how it's an asking sentence? Yeah, it has a question mark at the end and it begins with an asking word, how. And it's written by Bernard Most. Looking at this dinosaur, I think it is very big. All right, let's take a look at just how big are dinosaurs. Or were the dinosaurs? Because, of course, they're extinct now. It's hard to imagine how big some of the dinosaurs really were. Some dinosaur footprints that have been found are so big you and a couple of friends could stand in one of them. Just how big were the dinosaurs? Look at that. You've got 3 friends standing in just one footprint. Tyrannosaurus Rex was so big, some of its teeth were as big as your toothbrush, more than 7 inches long. I wonder how many tubes of toothpaste it would take to brush this monster's teeth. That's a lot of teeth to be brushing. Triceratops was so big, its head was bigger than your front door. Even though this plant eater was one of the most peaceful dinosaurs, I don't think your mother really wants it in the house. Yeah, I don't think my mum would be happy if I brought home a dinosaur and brought it in through the front door. Shantokasaurus was so big it was about 50 ducks long. Whoa, can you imagine trying to get 50 ducks to stand in a line so that you could measure a dinosaur? It was one of the biggest duck-billed dinosaurs ever found. I bet it could make the loudest quack ever. Stegosaurus was so big, the plates on its back were larger than a school crossing sign. With all those protective plates, Stegosaurus would be a perfect crossing guard. Yeah, it would definitely stop the traffic and help me cross the road to the other side. And we know that this shape has 5 sides, which makes it a pentagon. Diplodocus was so big its arms and hands together were 9 feet long. Since that was all scientists ever found of this dinosaur, I wonder how much bigger the rest of it was. Wouldn't it be nice to have an extra pair of helping hands that size around your house? So just think, this type of dinosaur, they've only ever found the arm bones for, so they have no idea how big its body was. But its arms alone are 9 feet long. It could reach right through my hallway. Hypsilosaurus was so big its eggs were the size of a hen. Even though this barn-sized plant eater was smaller than many other dinosaurs, its eggs were the biggest dinosaur eggs ever found. Do you think eggs that big would fit in an egg basket? I don't know. I don't think so. Definitely know it wouldn't fit inside my frying pan. Supersaurus was so big it was longer than a supermarket aisle. I bet this gigantic plant eater would have no trouble finding the vegetable section. How about calling this dinosaur Supermarketosaurus? Wow. And I think it would take a lot of fruits and vegetables to fill this guy up. He probably wouldn't even leave any left for us. Ankylosaurus was so big it was bigger than a school bus. This sturdy plant eater was covered with armor and weighed more than 5 tons. Wouldn't you feel safe going to school on an enormous dinosaur bus? That would be an interesting way for you to arrive at school. Here is Ankylosaurus 595. Allosaurus was so big it was bigger than a bulldozer. This meat eater's jaws were hinged so it was able to swallow large chunks of meat. Whenever I see the powerful jaws of an earth-eating machine, I think of Allosaurus. Hey, maybe someone designed earth-eating machines off of what they knew about Allosaurus. A lot of scientists take what they know about nature and apply it to what they're trying to construct. Apatosaurus was so big, at 1 month old, it was bigger than a baby's crib. I bet it wasn't easy to babysit a 6-foot-long, 75-pound baby Apatosaurus. Do you think you could find a babysitter for this dinosaur? He looks kind of cute. Parasaurolophus was so big, the hollow tube at the top of its head was longer than a trombone. Some scientists think it blew air through the tube to make horn-like sounds. I wonder how it would have sounded in a school concert. That would be interesting. Maybe we could make an instrument out of that, and it would be a new instrument for us to play during band practice. Diplodocus was so big, it was about as long as a basketball court. One of the longest dinosaurs ever found, it could have been nicknamed Stretch Lizard. I bet Stretch would have been able to slam dunk its head and its tail at the same time. Whoa, that would be a really good teammate to have on your basketball team because he could stop the ball going in their goal, in their net, and put the ball through the other team's net and score points. Pretty cool. Wonder if it would be 3 points or 2 points for that hoop. Baryonyx was so big, its thumb claws were as big as this book. Its nickname was Heavy Claw. Do you think this very large dinosaur would like to thumb through this dinosaur book? Wow, so can you imagine a claw being that big? That's a mighty big claw. That would take a lot of nail polish to polish it and make it beautiful colors. Wonder if he would go to a manicure place. Mamenchisaurus was so big its neck was longer than a school flagpole. No other dinosaur or any animal that ever lived had a longer neck. I think this is a dinosaur worth saluting. Wow, that is a very long neck, as long as a school flagpole. Wow, you could definitely reach very high onto a tree to get the leaves that just you wanted. Torvasaurus was so big, its toes were bigger than a man's shoes. Scientists named this large meat eater savage lizard because of the giant claws on its hands and feet. I bet you thought only grown-ups had big feet. Wow, look at those feet. He would probably have very good balance, though, or maybe that's why he needed such big feet to give balance. Brachiosaurus was so big it was taller than a giraffe, the tallest animal living today. A giraffe might need help from an elephant and a hippopotamus to reach as high as Brachiosaurus. Wow, look at those, nose to nose. Definitely needed some helping friends to be as tall as our friend the Brachiosaurus. Omeosaurus was so big it was longer than a bowling alley lane. Scientists think it might have had a bony club at the tip of its tail. It sure would be fun to go bowling with this dinosaur. Strike! Wow, he wouldn't need to bowl a ball at all. He could just stand on the alley or the lane and knock over the pins with his tail. I think that's cheating. Therizinosaurus was so big its fingernails were almost as big as you are. Not much else is known about this big-fingered dinosaur. I wonder how long it would take to polish those huge fingernails. Wow, so they only ever found the nails of this dinosaur. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out that this dinosaur had enormous nails, but only a teeny tiny body? That wouldn't make much sense, but it would be kind of funny. Ultrasaurus was so big its shoulder blade was longer than a park bench. If just one Ultrasaurus bone was this big, imagine how huge the whole dinosaur must have been. So, of course, there are many dinosaurs that we're not sure about what their whole body looked like because we've only ever found parts. We can use our imaginations, but it doesn't give us true facts. Seismosaurus was so big it was almost twice as big and weighed almost twice as much as Apatosaurus, better known as Thunder Lizard. The name Seismosaurus means earth shaker lizard. Boom, 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 boom. It must have been like an earthquake when this huge dinosaur was moving. Other things would be like, whoa, are we having an earthquake? Nah, that's just Seismosaurus going for a walk. Wow, look at that. Oh, so long, it barely fits in our frame. Whew, that's mighty long. Maybe one day someone will discover a dinosaur so big it will make Earthshaker Lizard look tiny. Wow, wouldn't that be amazing? And can you imagine all those kids just sitting on a dinosaur tail? That is definitely a non-standard form of measurement using those kids. There's probably not a ruler big enough. My goodness. And here we have the dinosaurs that were in this story. All right, now we've managed to use some math to measure some of the biggest dinosaurs that were around. Take a scroll on down and find out what's your assignment to do. Oh, and I wonder, does it have something to do with dinosaurs?